Recording in progress.
Proton and neutron.
Not proton and neutron. Isotopes, if
Electron.
you only neutrons are different. Okay, only neutrons are different. We
Okay.
say that isotopes are the atoms of the elements. If you remember this, let me
Yeah,
open
that
it.
have a number of proton, but a different number of neutrons. Yeah.
Yes, different number of neutrons. And that is why on this basis we say that they have same atomic number but different mass number, right? Same atomic
Yep.
number but different
But different
mass
mass.
number is there. Yes. Let me open that. Okay. Then we discussed about the atomic number. The atomic number will be same, number of electrons will be same, and since we also discussed that why they have same chemical properties. Can you recall why the isotopes have same chemical properties?
Because they have the same number of proton and electrons.
Chemical properties are specifically dependent on the number of electrons, okay? The number of electrons in the
Yeah.
shell, okay? And I told you that since uh, all of these three isotopes, they have same number of electrons, it means the valence shell electron will also be same, right? Just like this,
Yeah.
I gave you the example that there are six electrons in carbon 12, carbon 13, and carbon 14. In these three,
Yeah.
in all of these, there are six electrons. And what will be the electronic configuration? Two in the first shell and four in the last shell, right? This is how
Last.
we write the electronic configuration. You get this?
Yeah.
That there are total
Yes.
six electrons. So two in the first shell and four in the second shell. Same is the case for carbon 13, same is the case for carbon 14. Why they are same? Because electrons are same, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we got the idea that there are same number of electrons in the valence shell, and on this what we have discussed that on the basis of electronic configuration we decide how the element will react. Okay, how the element will react. If there are two electrons, let's suppose if there are two electrons in the valence shell, so what will happen? That species will tend to lose two electrons, okay, to become stabilized. And
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, if there is a species, if there is an element in which in the outermost shell of that element is six electrons. So what is the closest possibility for that element? To gain two electrons or to lose six electrons?
To like
There are six electrons in the valence shell. Okay,
lose.
if there is a species,
Yeah.
hmm,
To gain two.
yeah, to gain two electrons, that is the best possibility and the best fittest
Yeah.
for that particular element. So how we predict this? We predict this on the basis of the electrons in the valence shell, right?
Yeah.
We check
Yes.
how many valence electrons are there, and then we decide whether this species will gain electron, whether this species will lose electron, or whether it will share electrons. Clear?
Yeah.
Actually, we don't decide it is based on the elements property. We are just studying these things, right? So it is
Mm-hmm.
dependent on
Yeah.
the electronic configuration. What is dependent? The bonding pattern is always dependent on the electrons, the number of electrons in the valence shell. What is bonding pattern? Bonding pattern means how an element will make bond. Whether it will lose electron to make bond, whether it will gain electron to make bond, or whether it will share. Just like how we can, if your best friend is angry with you, what you can do? You have different ways, right, to convince him. Similarly, there are different ways to make bonds for electrons of one particular element to make bond with another element. So this is the concept of electronic configuration, and this electronic configuration is too much important for bonding. Okay, without this,
Mm-hmm.
we cannot predict what is the behavior of the element, how an element is
Yeah.
going to behave, whether an element will lose electron or whether it will gain electron, right? So
Yeah.
upon this, when we write the configuration of the carbon 12, 13, 14, we deduce the result that there are four electrons. So this carbon, it tends to share electrons. Okay, it is not
Yeah.
the case. It will not lose the electron, and this is not the possibility that any other element will give four electrons. It is not easy for any other species. So what
Yeah.
they do, they share. Okay, they share with
Yeah.
each other. So are you clear with this? Till this?
Yeah.
Okay. So valence shell electron, I have highlighted this in yellow color. Valence shell electron gave us information about the bonding pattern. Do you agree?
Mhm. Yes.
Yes. So on this chemical properties are dependent. This is the electronic configuration. Basically, we have discussed that it tells us about the bonding pattern. So it tells us about the chemical properties. Always remember that whenever they will discuss about the chemical property, your mind should click that chemical property is dependent on the number of electrons. Okay, it depends on the how
Yeah.
many electrons a particular element has and how many electrons are being utilized in the valence shell and how many are being used to make bonds. Okay, so this
Yeah.
whole concept of electrons in the valence shell or the electronic configuration, it helps us to know about the chemical properties of a species, right?
Yeah.
So you see all these three have same electrons. So it means their chemical property will also be same or different. All
Same.
these three have same electrons, right? Same number of
Yeah.
electrons are there. So it means chemical properties of isotopes will be same. So this is why we say, if I ask you in the exam, why the chemical properties of the isotopes are same, so you must mention that the chemical properties are dependent on the number of electrons in the isotopes, okay? Number of
Yeah.
electrons in each element. Since isotopes, in all the isotopes of particular type, the number of electrons are same, right? Just like this. Number of electrons are
Yep.
same in carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14. That is why we say that chemical properties of isotopes will also be same.
Same.
Okay?
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
And if we talk about the physical properties, physical properties actually depend on the number of neutrons. Okay, it depends on the masses. So that is why
Yeah.
we say physical properties will be different, right?
Different. Yeah.
Why it will be different? Because the physical properties are dependent on the number of neutrons. And the
Enough
number of
neutron.
neutrons and number of neutrons, are they same or different in isotopes?
In isotopes, they're different.
Yeah, that is why we say the physical properties will be different, right?
Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is why they have different masses, because there are different number of neutrons, so there will be different masses, just like there is carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. All these are having different masses, and the carbon 14 is the heavier one. So on this, this is a very simple concept. When you have a heavy thing, you need more temperature to boil it. You need more temperature to melt it, right?
Bullet.
So
Yeah.
that's why all these three will have different melting and boiling points, right? Are you clear with this idea? Why they have different physical properties?
Yeah.
Because the physical properties
Because
are
the
dependent on the
and neutrons.
yes. And since number of neutrons are different, that's why their densities will be different, their masses will be different, as well as their melting and boiling points will be different. Clear?
Different.
Now can we
Yes.
recall this all? What are isotopes and uh, how can we get information from the electronic configuration about the isotopes? How electronic configuration helps us to know about the properties of the isotopes?
Okay, so like chemical properties of isotopes are like same, but physical properties of isotopes are different. Like the mass,
Why they are
what's it
different
called?
and why
The
chemical
density,
properties are same?
because of the neutron number are different in isotopes. So it will have different masses and like different types of density.
Okay, because masses are
Yeah, and
different,
what's it
different number
called?
of neutrons. Yes, so physical properties will be different, right? Why chemical properties
Yeah,
are
also
same?
the valence shell electron gives us the information about the bonding number of the patterns.
Yes. Simply you can say, since all the isotopes of one particular type have same number of electrons, that is why
Yeah,
the electronic configuration will also be same. Okay, the
same.
electronic configuration, because electronic configuration is what the way of writing the electrons, how we arrange the
Yeah,
electrons. Okay,
how
simply,
they're arranged. Yeah,
yeah, how they are arranged simply. So since all the isotopes have same number of electrons, that's why there will be same number of electrons in the valence shell. Okay, there will be same number
yeah,
of electrons in the valence shell, and that is why we say that the chemical properties of the isotopes are same because they are dependent on
Yeah.
the valence shell electron. Okay,
Yeah.
how many electrons are there in the valence shell? So since they are same in all, that's why their chemical properties will be same. If this carbon 12 is making if it is making if there is oxygen in front of carbon 12, so what will it do? It will make gas, carbon dioxide, right? Similarly, this carbon will also make carbon dioxide. This carbon will also make carbon
Yeah.
dioxide. Why they are behaving the same? Because their bonding pattern is same. Their electronic configuration is same. Okay. Always, whenever the oxygen will approach, two oxygen will approach one carbon. Okay. Why two oxygen will approach? We will see this. I will explain you this example. Are you clear? This?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now there is a concept of now there is a detail about this. Yeah, we have done this. That
Detail
all
about.
the
Yeah. No. 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 No.
all the isotopes of an element have same number of electrons. It is only the number of neutrons that differ. Okay, this
Yeah.
means yeah, they also have the same number of outer shell electrons, right? Are you clear with? Are you?
Yeah.
Do you agree with this? And they have same number of outer shell electrons.
Electrons. Yeah.
As you saw in the last unit, the number of outer shell electrons dictate how atom reacts. Okay, this I told you that the number of electrons in the valence shell tells us about the bonding pattern, right? How an atom
Yeah.
will behave. Just like for example, uh, not this. For example, we have this species. Can you tell me? I am not mentioning the name of this species. Can you tell me whether it will what will be the bonding pattern of this?
2-1.
This is the electronic configuration. I am asking what is the bonding pattern? How it will make bond with any other species?
It will lose one
Yeah, it will lose one electron. So how we know this? By checking the
because.
valence shell electron, right? We look
Yeah.
the valence shell electron. So this is what they have mentioned that the number of outer shell electron dictates how an atom reacts. Okay, we only get this information from the valence shell electron. How a particular type of atom will react. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all the isotopes of an element will behave in the same way in a chemical reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
What we have discussed that isotopes have what? Isotopes have same number of electrons, right? All the isotopes of one type. No, I'm not saying that all the isotopes of the periodic table. I'm saying that, for example, the isotope of carbon, like carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. All these three will have
Mm.
same number of electrons, right? Same number of electrons. That is why their chemical properties will be same or different.
Like the chemical
They
properties
have
will
same
be
number of
different.
electrons. Why a chemical
No, it will be
properties?
same. No,
Yeah,
no,
it will
the
be
properties.
chemical properties will be same because why chemical properties will be same because they are dependent on the number of electrons.
Yeah, physical properties will be different.
Yeah, and all of these three have six electrons. It also has six electrons. It has six electrons
Yeah,
and it has six
just the
electrons. Number of electrons are same. That is why chemical properties are same. Okay.
chemical. Yeah.
Okay. For example, they have mentioned all the three isotopes of carbon react with oxygen, forming molecule of gas carbon dioxide. Okay, like this. Carbon 12 will make bond with oxygen. Carbon 13 will make bond with oxygen. Carbon 14 will make bond with oxygen. The similar pattern. How there will be a
Yeah.
similar pattern? This I am going to tell you. Firstly, can you tell me what is the electronic configuration of carbon? Oxygen.
The
Carbon is six.
oxygen.
Hmm.
Okay, the oxygen it will be it's 8. Yeah, it will be
Hmm.
8. I'm pretty
8
sure.
and
So
16.
the
Okay, 8 and
yeah,
16.
8 and 16. 16.
Okay, now I'm writing over here 8 16. I'm writing the electronic configuration 2 and what will be in the valence shell? 2.
8.
Why 8?
No, 6, 6. Sorry, 6.
6. Okay, 6. 6 electrons are there. If we
Yeah,
see this carbon, it has 2 and how many will be there in the valence shell?
4.
Yeah,
4.
4. So what can we see? There are 4 in it, okay? And how many are needed to complete the octet?
Octave 4.
4 are needed. How can we use this?
Yeah,
Basically, you know that it needs 4 electrons. And you see
yeah,
this oxygen, one oxygen needs 2 electrons, right? Are you clear with this?
yeah, yes.
So what will
Yeah,
happen? Simply what will happen? One carbon will share bond with 2 oxygen, okay? Why?
mm-hmm.
Because this one oxygen, it need 2 electrons, right? One oxygen need 2
Yeah,
electrons, right? So what will
yeah,
happen? This will share the 2 electrons, this one, these two. These two are the electrons of the oxygen and these
yeah,
are of carbon, okay? Similarly, these are of carbon. Carbon has 4, okay? Total these are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are of the carbon and these are of the oxygen. 1, 2, 1, 2. Clear? Are you clear with this?
mm-hmm.
Let me explain this in detail.
Yeah,
Actually, what is happening is here, you see the carbon, it has 4 bonds. It can make 4 bonds, right? Why it can make 4 bonds? Because it
yeah,
has how many electrons in the valence shell? 4 electrons, right?
yeah, 4.
You
Yeah,
see? So it can make 4 bonds. How it can make 4 bonds? Like this, or this, or this. Okay, simple is this.
or up. Yeah,
But you know, there is oxygen. One oxygen needs 2 bonds. Okay, one oxygen needs 2 electrons. What will happen? What will we do? We will remove this. We will place it here. We will place this here. Okay, these are 4 bonds of carbon. Okay, 4 electrons of carbon from this
yeah,
side. You see, from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 electrons of
3,
the
4.
carbon of the
Yeah,
valence shell. Similarly,
yeah,
one oxygen needs 2. So there is oxygen, right? Like this. Similarly, there is oxygen like this. So actually you see what is happening in the oxygen. Oxygen, if I make the oxygen, it basically it has sorry it has 6 electrons. Okay, basically it has 6 electrons.
6 letter.
So
Yeah,
I can like this 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now can you count this? Are these equal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
um,
7, 8. These 8. These are 8. These are also 8.
yeah,
And this
8.
carbon,
Yeah,
actually I have mentioned the 4 which are needed for the bonding, okay? Otherwise this
yeah,
is completed, okay? There is sharing. So simple concept is
mm-hmm.
that one carbon will make bond with 2 oxygen atoms, okay?
Yeah,
Are you clear? Similar is the case here. Like you have, if you see, the electronic configuration will be same, 2 and 4. Similarly, there is oxygen. Only we will change the carbon. The carbon will be now carbon 13, okay? The same pattern
yeah,
will be followed. Similarly, for this, same pattern will be followed. Carbon 14, okay? This is what they have mentioned.
yeah,
That why they are behaving in a similar way. Why? Because they have same electrons in the valence shell. Okay, same number of electrons in the valence shell.
yeah.
Their electronic configuration is same. Their chemical properties are same. That is why the bonding pattern is same. Clear?
Same. Yeah.
The bonding pattern is same. Okay. Uh, Now they have mentioned, yeah, for example, all the 3 isotopes of carbon react with oxygen forming molecule of gas of carbon dioxide. Are you clear with this? Like this carbon
Yeah,
dioxide, and this. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, one more important thing. All the isotopes are not stable. Okay, in the Earth crust, there are many different type of isotopes, but they all are not stable one. There are some isotopes which are not stable. Okay, what is meant by not stable? It means they uh, emit some of the radiations. Okay, they are known as
Yeah.
radioisotopes. Basically, they have
Yeah.
mentioned the natural isotopes you meet in this unit are stable. Okay, all the natural ones which we have discussed are stable. Okay, they all are stable. But some of the
Yeah.
elements have isotopes with an unstable nucleus. Okay, some have unstable nucleus. What will happen? You know, when something is unstable, what happens? If something is
Um,
unstable,
it
they try
doesn't
to move.
go.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't settle at one place. Okay,
Yeah.
so similar is the case here. There is unstable nucleus, so it will break down. Simply, it will break down by splitting. And what will happen? This breakdown is known as nuclear reaction. This is not a chemical reaction. Why it is not a chemical one?
Mm.
Because nucleus is breaking. Okay, what they are saying, they have unstable nuclei. Actually, why isotopes have unstable nuclei? You see, we have discussed that what is the different thing in the isotopes? What is the different thing in all the isotopes?
Neutrons.
Neutrons are different. And where neutrons are present?
Yeah. In the nuclear.
Yeah, they are always present in the nucleus. That's why they have mentioned about the nucleus. Are you clear with this? Why they are mentioning about the nucleus? Why they are not saying about the shells? Because they are talking about
Yeah.
the isotopes, and isotopes they differ only in their nucleon number. Okay, the number of
Yeah.
neutrons are different. So there will be unstable nucleus that will break down by splitting. Actually, the nucleus will split. So this is why it is known as nuclear reaction. Okay, it will not be
Yeah.
called as chemical reaction. Why it will not be called as chemical reaction? Because electrons are not involved. Okay, I told
Yeah.
you we will only say a particular reaction. We will only discuss the chemistry according to the based on the electronic configuration, based on the electrons, how the electrons are making bonds. Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
So over here, the breakdown is what they mentioned. The breakdown is a nuclear reaction, not a chemical one. Okay, the breakdown gives out a
Mhm.
great deal of energy. Actually, what happens? You know, the atom bombs. Have you ever seen any video of explosion? The bomb explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens is that when a bond explodes, there is further reactions happening. One reaction, another reaction being followed in that particular
Yeah.
scenario. Why is this so? Let me explain you. There is nuclear bombardment.
Yeah.
This is known as fusion reaction.
Mhm.
This one. Okay. Basically, this uranium 235. This is an isotope of uranium. Okay. Uranium 235. Actually, what happens is that a neutron attacks on it. Okay. You know this is the concept of bombs. How bombs explode. This is
Yeah.
a whole chemistry of the it occurs in the nuclear chemistry. Okay, there is a separate branch of nuclear chemistry, and there are nuclear scientists. They make the assumptions and they make the scientific theories related to it. So
Yeah.
what happens is that this is an unstable radioisotope, uranium 235. Radioisotope means it will release radiations. Okay, it will release radiation. Whenever
Yeah.
there is a terminology, one thing is simple isotope. When I will call the name isotope, so you must know that I am talking about the stable isotope. So, and if I say radioisotope, it means I am talking about unstable isotopes, which emit
Yeah.
some kind of radiations. And from where they will emit radiation? From their nucleus. Actually, nucleus
Yeah.
splits. Okay. So what happens is that there is this uranium 235, a neutron bombards on it. Okay. What will happen? The energy will release from it. This energy we see as the atom bomb. This is very huge. You see there is a smoke everywhere when there is explosion. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen any explosion in video? Any video?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is so much smoke over there. And after that, what happens is that this uranium it split into two lighter elements. It also releases one more neutron. Okay. Then what happens? This neutron again attack on another uranium 235, and again two lighter elements will release and one neutron will release. So this continues.
Yeah.
This process continues. That's why the world wars always causes drastic effects on the health of the people. because these neutron bombardment this continues. Okay, once you have started this reaction, you cannot control this. A person cannot control the bomb explosion. Okay, that's why the
Mm-hmm.
in Japan when there was the Hiroshima and Nagasaki when there was explosion, still
Yeah.
people in the Japan they have serious health issues. Why? Because the
Yeah.
effects are still there. So that's why this is a very critical branch of the chemistry, and it always lead to destruction. I never find the
Mm-hmm.
advantage of nuclear physics, nuclear chemistry, nuclear physics. It only advantage a country in saving it from other countries. This is the only advantage, I think so. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end, if there is world war, what will happen? Everyone will be in,
Will die.
yeah. So this, you see, this is another example. One uranium, it will release neutrons. Then there will be, okay. Yeah. One more thing. Not only this one uranium, when one neutron attacks on it, firstly it releases two lighter elements. Okay, and it releases three neutrons, not one neutron, three neutrons. So what will happen? This one neutron will attack on this uranium. It will release three more neutrons. So this one will attack, this will release three more neutrons. So this reaction will continue. Okay, this is known as fission reaction, nuclear fission reactions. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
these are based on the uranium, and uranium is a radioisotope. All the thing
Mm-hmm.
which I was telling you was to convince you about the thing related to the radioisotopes. The radioisotopes they have a great deal of energy. The breakdown gives out a great deal of energy, including radiation. So you see in the picture when the neutron was attacking on the uranium, what was happening? The energy was releasing as well as radiation were
Yeah.
releasing, right? So these isotopes are known as radioisotopes. Okay. Simply, if I say isotopes, those isotopes will be what? Stable isotopes. If I say radioisotopes, those isotopes will be unstable one. Okay?
Unstable. Yeah.
Yeah, unstable, and they will release radiation. Okay? They will release
Mm-hmm.
radiation. The radioisotope uranium-235 is used in nuclear power station. The energy it gives out is used to boil water to drive a steam turbine. This generate electricity. Okay, actually what happens is that they use this near their steam turbine. Okay, over these regions. You see the picture what they have mentioned that the radioisotope uranium-235 is used in nuclear power stations. Okay, nuclear power station. What does it mean? Power
Yeah.
station means to provide the electricity. Power
Yeah.
stations are those where electricity is being produced, right? Power stations produces the electricity.
Yes.
Nuclear power means that the nucleus is being used. Nucleus of one atom is being used. So nucleus of
Yeah.
radioisotopes is used. Uranium 235.
Yeah.
Okay. When it will explode, what will happen? Energy will release. A lot of energy will release. What will happen? Then this energy will be used to convert the boiled water into steam, and then from the steam the electricity will be generated. Okay, basically what they have mentioned is that this explosion this explosion releases energy. Okay, this explosion releases energy. Then this energy which is being released is used to convert to boil the water. Okay, to boil the water at the turbines, to boil water at turbines. And
Yeah.
then when water will boil, after that there will be steam. Okay, steam production, and that steam production will
Yeah.
help to produce electricity. Okay, so this is one of the application
Yeah.
of using radioisotopes to generate electricity. Okay, but remember one thing, this is a controlled reaction. This uranium-235, if they are using it over here to produce electricity, they are using it in controlled manner. Otherwise, in the atom bombs, always every country they try to make the nuclear weapons, the nuclear atomic bombs, which are uncontrolled. Okay, the destruction will be then uncontrolled. But such type of reactions are controlled reactions. Okay, they are controlled reactions. Clear?
Controlled reaction.
This is a controlled reaction because this is being used to produce electricity. Otherwise, for the explosion to another country, that will be uncontrolled. Okay,
Yeah.
are you clear with this concept of unstable isotope or
Yeah.
radioisotopes? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing. This is a way of writing the isotopes. Like there is oxygen 16, 17, 18. Simply. Magnesium 24, 25,
Yeah.
26. What is the common thing you see? This 8, 8, 8. So the number of protons and number of electrons are same, right? In these three oxygen. Similarly, in the magnesium, the protons and electrons are same. So it means the atomic number will be same, but the mass number will be different. Clear?
Different.
Okay, a mass number will
Yeah.
always be in the superscript, and the atomic number will be in the subscript. Clear?
Yeah.
This is the easy way of writing, and this is how we write it. Okay. In the next class, we will see why carbon 12, why we talk about the carbon 12 as a whole, and why carbon 12 is much more important. You will